well, in this video, I'm going to be, again, focusing in on the basic relational changing method with Conrad. Conrad, this is day 2. Conrad is becoming more and more agreeable as we move along. And so here, the focus is really on the integrity of these interactions, the way that they will change the perception from dog to human, and how this transfers over in terms of this type of process to the owner. Now again, first couple days, I'm really focusing in on just the core method to create change. It's the context of agreeableness based on what these interactions represent. If you compare the first video just from yesterday, it'd be impossible for me to even stand here like this with Conrad beside me talking, okay, without him way up in the air. And so a lot of conflict yesterday, initially within the first hour. But even yesterday on the final video, you see just how much more agreeable he became. So here in this video, I'm going to be moving around doing the circle method as I define it. I'll be stopping along the way to create what I call hard stops to really fade me in. Because here's the thing, is as you're moving, if you go too fast, that can create problems as well once the dog's head has control. The mind starts to jump. So here I'm stopping about every step. I'm going to be adding some downs on, okay, as part of this, some down pressure. So the focus again isn't on the position that way, it's on the interaction, it's on influence intercepting his state of mind based on what the downs represent through these interactions. And again, the goal is just to get some agreeableness, get him to learn to stay beside me and to become more and more agreeable to these interactions. So again, start to move here. As I move here, Conrad, you're going to see me, and I will bring him around here. I'm going to bring him into the sit. Do a little push-pull. Moving in here. Now you're going to see him, he will flame up here a little bit as we go. I'm going to put some down pressure on him right away. Put a little bit of down pressure. Just locking my shoulder in. Get it down. That's it. A little bit of kinetic energy. There we go, that was pretty good. Again, I'm using the pressure collar. I'm using what's called the choke chain to help to gain leverage. Big dog, pit bull, okay? You want to make sure you got leverage, but again, be very careful. If you're using a collar like a pressure collar on a dog like Conrad, you want to really make sure that you're using it correctly. You're not yanking and cranking, okay? Yeah, I'm using it to control so I can guide him into these positions, this interaction. So it's more just to leverage him a little bit. Again, let's move forward here. Boy, I will touch a little bit with him like I was doing yesterday. Again, I put a video with the context of motivation, of reward, but based on agreeing to on influence. There's focused on the interactions, agreeable to the interactions, not based on looking at positions in a superficial way. Okay, this is about power play here. Okay, so focus here is on the context here of these interactions, what they represent. So you notice here I'm not moving, I'm not going fast. Push pull. I'm just going good integrity of method. Slow him down. I want him to be patient. I want him to relax. You know, be agreeable to me just taking control this way. And here, even though the pressure collar looks tight, it's really, there's times it's not tight at all. It's just, there's a little bit of tension there. It's ready to be, for me to, to bring him under influence during moments. So I want to keep it high up on his neck. So I am, I'm applying a little bit of tension there to keep it up high on his neck area. But there's barely any influence happening during a lot of this, okay? Just at the right time. Forward. Push, pull. This is just basic method. This is the core of it. Again, I want to line this up so he's coming beside me. Tail's wagging the whole time. So again, careful with that, because again, you see tails wagging and you'll be thinking, oh, what a happy dog. And next thing you know, people get bitten. All right, so you cannot go by a tail wagging as to control. Okay, in fact, dog's tail be wagging, and they're about to release a bunch of control all over somebody, and then, you know, it doesn't make sense, okay? Here, just understand, it's all about control, and dogs like Conrad, as you're doing the method here, these interactions, they actually, it's like endorphins will start kicking off. They actually get excited a little bit from this, so just take your time and don't go too fast. You know, just relax. The key here is just for me to relax, be confident, relax, never get in a panic state. Okay, I'm always calm, even when things are going on. You know, it's how you're using the leash to keep that away from you so it doesn't get on you. Even if the dog is trying to, say, bite you, it's kinetic. Okay, it's how you're using the leash method to control, displace. Okay, keep it within a certain area, and then if you have the advantage of the dog owner being there, give the dog back to the owner. It's going to de-escalate, giving the dog control back. Okay, so as a trainer, be very careful when you're doing this type of thing on, say, a board and train process, to make sure that you're not engaging in high conflict, okay? And move forward. The goal here is just a couple trips around like this. Not rewarding, right? Or we just, you know, the thing is, the focus here isn't on reward that way, okay? This is on, I'm switching the roles. He's releasing control. Stress is coming off of him. So the de-stressing is the positive. That's the way you have to think different. So you're de-stressing your dog. This isn't about being rewarding and feeling good. But what I get out of it that way, because he'll take it different. He'll say, oh, okay, Dale's going to have an opportunity to gain control back because it's context of reward. So don't get into this thing about rewarding dogs that way. Okay, you have to come through the other side of the process here. It's about connection. Connection means, you know, doing things right. If you're like a selfish child, if you ever have an already selfish child, you know, and you're focusing, confronting a relationship problem, that's not the focus, okay? They start doing a bunch of high fives and stuff. It's about saying, you know what, this isn't about being over the top either. This is about what's reasonable. I have to stay focused on, you know, taking control, right? And interacting in ways that are going to make sense and that, say, the child's going to accept. Here, this is about Conrad accepting, right? Being accepting of these interactions, what they represent. So influence is happening. Understand, people wonder what the role of influence is. It's about relationship, okay? Right? It's happening within these interactions themselves, okay? How it intersects, how he agrees to being guided into these positions, okay? But in terms of control, we gain control of each interaction, how I'm stopping, how I'm moving him, okay? And how, so the fade-in part is, you'll see the dog doesn't necessarily have to be looking in my eyes, but there's an inwardness, okay? And this is where I'll start to tap a little more and getting into more distracting areas. Conrad, see right here, if he starts to, his mind starts slipping away, he starts to invest. See right here, watch this tap a little, see that little nudge? Just like, hey, just a little hey you, just a nudge. It's just like to redirect his focus back to me, fading in, right? But not yanking and cranking. Okay, it's proactive. You do it ahead of the curve of his mind. So we already know he's got control issues. He's going to he's going to invest and fixate and anticipate and want to gain fulfillment. We gotta interrupt that. Okay, you have to be consistent doing that for a while. So this is just kind of like, hey, just, you know, focus on me. I'm in control. Don't be investing in other things. See, the door made a little sound there. The door area, I just tap a little bit. See how he just like the door or something hit against it. Just tap. So people wonder about thunderstorms and stuff. The worst thing you do is apply empathy. Okay, you need to engage in terms of leadership and intercepting that state of mind. Okay, it's affecting how the dog's mind's pulling in. Same thing. Move forward. See that? Put him in the position. Now we do another down with him. Down pressure. Really good there. Very happy with that. Get more accepting. Don't want to pet here. Okay, just push pull a little bit. Sit. I'll say sit as I'm applying some pressure. Sit. Good. So here, it's the same thing. I'll apply a little kinetic technique there to get him to come up into the sit. So I'm not putting so much influence to the collar. So you move the leash a little bit, and he'll respond to it. Okay. especially at first where it's, you know, same thing, the way his mind's reacting, okay? So, same thing right here. This is my second trip around. Doing really well. Doing good. And move this way. That's it. So Conrad is doing great, but because I'm doing great, okay? And that isn't meant to be like a ego statement. This is the thing, as a reminder, when you're doing this method, understand that try to look at learning differently. When the dog is doing well, it's because you're doing well, because you're fulfilling your rightful role, okay? So because of the perception of the dog is changing, they're starting to follow, okay? They're becoming more agreeable. So I always try to look at that way as a way to kind of encourage people to say, try to look at how you're doing it as, you know, as having a impact, okay? As a type of echo effect. So, you know, dogs do well because the owners do well, okay? They're just, dogs are looking to us as, in terms of leadership, in terms of rightly fulfilling our role that way, is defined through the connection they share with us as social animals. So, so this methodology, okay, it's very specific in changing how a dog perceives the human. So it's about doing what's reasonable, and the dog becomes agreeable, is motivated to come into agreement with these interactions. So you have to think about the motivation, okay, differently, because again, the setup changed. So you want to stay away from using treats, using other things to elicit or generate a response. Because just think of my selfish child example. Once a child's already selfish, then if you do that, that presents a problem. Okay, that opens the door up for dogs to continue to hold control. So you need to approach training the process differently. Okay, so because again, I can make this look great with treats. Okay, I can pull out some treats here and make this look fantastic in just like one day. Dog's over here, Conrad's over there, I'm 7 feet away. Oh, look at that, looks great. And be a total counterfeit. Okay, it's about understanding that it goes beyond just generating a response. It's about relationship, control, making sure that dog owners are fading in the right way. Okay, this is very common in dog training where you see this picture problem happen a lot. So really want to trust and invest in the right process. Conrad's a great dog. I mean, you know, talk about a good story here. I mean, he has an owner who is wanting to save him, you know, rescue him, and you know, considering he's a pit bull, right? Very challenging, but it's a good story when you have everything coming together the right way. So anyway, that just shows you the basic method. This is still giving the focus of day 2. There's a lot of just the basic method. Now I'm adding some downs on. He's getting more and more agreeable, as you can see. So I encourage you, if you compare the videos, if you compare day 1, just look at day 1, hour 1, look at the conflict, right? Then just in day 2, you know, look at the agreeableness pickup. So it's about, you know, a solid picture the right way. So, you know, but you're going to see as we go